Hello, Melanin Monarchy. This is Monique here, and we're going to do part 2 of mistakes that concert goers make. But we're going to rename it. We're going to be a little bit on the lighter side, and we're going to call this Inside Venue Etiquettes. Okay, so you have your ticket. You went on the website, you read the rules, the policies, you learned the layout of the venue, you're leaving on time, you're going to be there early, you're wearing the right clothes, you parked according to what meets your needs, whether that's clothes or whether you're parked off-street parking further away from the venue, you're sober. And the best, you're with the right person. Even if it's yourself, you're with the person that you would consider your ace boon, your road dog. You know, that person that is going to help you enjoy or help you nuck and buck if something pop off, you know what I mean? But they're there, they're with you, and you are inside the concert venue. So now we're gonna go over the seven, wait a minute, do I have the right fingers? Seven etiquettes for inside of the venue. So let's get into it. Number 7, you guys, you have to consider budgeting. You have to plan, right? So this is when you're thinking about buying merch, or you're thinking about if you're going to eat at the venue, if you're going to get a drink, if you're going to eat at, because it can become expensive, and that can be a deterrent for going to further go into further shows if you haven't budgeted properly, because you may feel like you've spent a little bit too much money, or you may feel like, okay, I really wanted to get that shirt or that piece of merch and I didn't get it for whatever reason. So make sure you're planning. If you know you're going to buy merch, if you want to buy merch and you know you're going to buy merch, then definitely plan for that. If you think that you're going to be spending money, whether it's with the person that you're taking with you, that you're with, then make sure that you also plan for that. And if you go ahead and you go to the venue and you spend the money, you guys, don't beat yourself up if you overspend. I am not for overspending, but don't beat yourself up. And as far as merch, I think Jodeci, that show was the best when it came to merch, because before the SWV and Jodeci got on, they had the QR code running on the screen before the show started. And that was a great way to let the concert goers know that even if they didn't get the merch at the venue, that they could go ahead, they could scan the QR code and they can go on their website and get merch. Or if merch ran out, a certain specific merch, then they could definitely scan that QR code and they can go. I think that is something that more acts are implementing. I think more acts should implement that, showing the QR code before or someplace in the venue. Melanin Monarchy, we're going to be working on something like that, so that it's going to be a whole lot more easier and cut down on the wait and the lines for merch. So again, plan your budget. So that's etiquette number 7. Now we're going to go to etiquette number 6. Trying to film. I do this too, you guys. Now that we have phones, we go to these shows and we put up our phone and we're trying to film. Let me say, if you are going to pull out your phone and you're taking a picture, a selfie of yourself or the people that you're with, if you're taking a selfie, or you're taking a picture, you're taking a picture of the artist that you're seeing, that's fine. If you're putting it on your social media or whatever, but unless you have a YouTube channel, or unless you're doing it for your portfolio, people don't really want to see that video that you just made. It really, they're not interested. They're happy for your friends, your family that you're posting this to. They're happy that you went, but they're not going to sit there and watch that shaky camera movement, or even if it's semi-professional movement that you filmed of the whole show, they're just not going to. So I would say, don't waste your time trying to film the whole song or the whole show. Do some highlights, a couple of highlights. You may catch something that's noteworthy, something that's funny, something that happens at the event, at the performance, and you may want to definitely go ahead and show that. If there's a special act that comes out, then you want to show that. You definitely, may want to take a selfie. But other than that, don't spend your time filming the event. It's there for you to experience. That's why you went to the show. You went to the show to experience it. There was a time, you guys, well, we did not have phones. I know it seems like eons ago, but there was a time where we didn't have phones and everybody wasn't taking their phone out to film. So just enjoy the show. Now, there are times when the artist will ask you to take out the phone and put your light on, and that's because they want to see the audience lit up, and they like to see that's like Christmas trees or whatever. I know that SWV, I believe, did that. So that's okay. But as far as like continue trying to film things, ain't nobody want to see that. So stop it. Don't even think about it. Just enjoy and feel the show. So that is etiquette number 6. Now let's go to etiquette number 5. Etiquette number 5 is, okay, Some of y'all don't know how to sit down. Just sit down. Don't nobody want to see your outfit. I know you're cute and everything like that, but you just getting up and you just strutting around. And this is men too. These are all types of concert goers. You're getting up, you're strutting around. Listen, when you get into the venue, I would suggest find your seat. Then you can go back and you can go and get merch or get your beverages or your food or things like that. Then once the show starts, sit your behind down. Sit your tail down, okay? The only time you should be getting up is before the show, after the show. That's it. If you can't hold it, like during the show, then yeah, go ahead. Or if there's an emergency, some people bring their children. They may have to take children out or may have to deal with somebody with disabilities or something like that. That's on a rare time. But most of y'all are just people who are able-bodied and y'all just strutting around and walking around and sit down. Stop walking. You're in front of people. People got to scoot because you got to get up. Just sit down, okay? Just sit down, especially during the show. Okay, so that is etiquette number 5. Let's go to etiquette number 4. So now we have not checking yourself before you leave. So again, when we talked about not sitting down, right? You're getting up all the time or you have your phone out, you're filming. So what you need to do is you need to check. You need to check all your stuff, whether you have your wallet, your phone. If you brought a bag or a purse, make sure everything is inside of that. Make sure you have your sunglasses, your hat, whatever it is that you brought into the venue. You want to make sure that you check yourself and make sure you're taking it with you. I worked a venue where a young lady came at the end of the night and she said that she lost her Dexcom reader. And that's for people with type 1 diabetes, and I have someone in my family that has that. So I felt a certain amount of like, wow, I need to help this young lady out find it. But I'm thinking like, did it slip out her bag? Did she keep taking it out? And this is the thing, is she needed to check before she actually left the venue for her things. But it happens all the time. We leave a lot of things at the venue. So make sure that you're patting yourself down and you're checking everything that's on you, your keys, your phone, your wallet, your sunglasses, your hats, your bags, everything. Make sure you're checking to make sure that you have all those things with you. And I say, be a minimalist. Bring as little as possible into the venue. Only the necessities, okay? Only the necessities. Your card, if you're using your Visa card or you're using a credit card or your debit card to purchase things, a lot of these places are cashless, so you just need a card. If you need to bring your ID for the ticket, you have your ID, you have your card, you have your phone. That's really it. Maybe a water bottle, a closed water bottle. If it's open, they're going to make you throw it out. So a closed water bottle, no flask, none of that stuff, but really be a minimalist. Water bottles you can leave. If you leave the water bottle, you're not going to miss it. But your phone, your cards, your ID, things like that, you want to make sure that you have those things on you before you exit that gate. Okay, so that's etiquette number, what was that? Etiquette number 4. You guys still with me? You still with me? Okay, so we're going to keep going. Have fun with these etiquettes. Etiquette number 3 is, all right, whistling or talking loudly during the performance. Listen, I know I can't whistle and I am envious of all of you guys who can whistle. Whistling is not a big deal, but if you're constantly whistling throughout the performance, you got to consider the people that are around you. Some of us have like tender ears, tender eardrums, and so a lot of that whistling that can become just an ache to us if you're whistling constantly. Whistling here or there, that's fine. You're having fun. You definitely do that. Talking loudly. Listen, sweetie pies, if you guys are talking loudly to the people that are next to you during a performance, I'm going to need you to shut up, because I will tell you to shut up. I need you to shut up. If you're telling somebody something or you're making a comment, that's one thing, but excessive talking through a performance is a no-no. That's bad etiquette. Don't do it. You know, you could go and had to make a comment. I'm just saying excessive. I've known people to carry on whole conversations that has nothing to do with the performance with the person that's next to them. Whole conversations. So I'm just saying, don't do that. That's bad etiquette. You want to have good etiquette. So the whistling, talking loudly, we want to keep that to a minimum. All right, moving right along. So our next etiquette step is, now this is something, I think we're on number 2. Wow, we went through that really fast. Okay, number 2. This is something that I am guilty of. Me, your girl Monique, Guilty of it every time. So this is my work around this etiquette. So etiquette, that's a no-no, right? You gotta have etiquette on this, is singing along with the artist, okay? Singing loudly, especially off key, along with artists. I am guilty of that. I am so guilty. When I go to these shows, a lot of these people that I see are people that I love. I listen to their music consistently. I love their songs. I remember their lyrics. And even if I don't know the lyrics, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sing. So what I've learned to do is I warn people around me. I tell people, hey, this is my group. This is my band. This is whomever. I'm going to sing. I'm just going to warn you before they even get on that I'm going to sing. And people appreciate that. They really do. They appreciate that because they know that you've come there to have fun. They're going to feed off your energy, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Even if you're singing on the key of no, I can't sing, they will still be okay with it because they see that you're enjoying it, and you've already warned them right now. If you're the type of person that goes to these concerts and you just want to sit down and you're just like, hey, I ain't come to hear you sing, I came to hear them sing, and I'm just sitting down and it's like a private show and the artist is singing directly to me and I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to be very quiet and just, enjoy it inwardly. Let me tell you this, stop playing. The reason why you like that is because they haven't sung your song yet. Let me give you an example. One of the Depeche Mode's tours or concerts that I went to a few years ago. I think it was in LA. The people that are around me, devotees, are really, really, they're unique and they're hyper people, especially with Depeche Mode concerts in this touring season. So there was a group of people that were kind of close to me and they were, as hyped during the concert as the rest of the fans. But there was one guy in their group, one guy who sat down through most of the dang on show. And I don't know why I was paying attention to this, but it just seemed weird. It seemed like, I'm thinking, does he have like a disability? Is there something wrong? All of his friends and family that's with him, they're gigging, they're getting up, they're having fun. But this dude sat. He just sat. He was pretty reserved, really reserved. He was just reserved. He just sat until they sang. I think it wasn't Just Can't Get Enough. Maybe it was Just Can't Get Enough. It was Just Can't Get Enough. Until he heard that, he shot up like a rocket. This nigga had to be like 300 pounds. He got up and he started dancing. I'll go, aha. So you're like that. You're sitting there like that until that artist plays your song. You're just waiting on those songs. So don't hate on the rest of us who get up and we're dancing and we're doing this. Don't hate on us and then also another reason why you shouldn't do that is because when they do play your song, because in your mind, and maybe you voiced it, you spoke so negatively about the person that was enjoying themselves at the concert that you're going to hinder yourself. You're going to hinder your own self by not getting up because you're thinking, oh, people are going to look at me if I get up and I enjoy myself. That's not the reason why you're at the concert. You're at the concert. You paid the money. You read the venue rules. You did the parking. You were early. You're sober. Hopefully you're sober. You did all of those things just to sit down, right? You came out of your house just to sit down. So you're going to hinder yourself. Now, a lot of people are just not hyped like that. I've been to many of concerts, especially in San Diego, where people don't get hyped. I don't get it. That's not me. That's not where I'm from. We from Detroit. We get up, we sing. We think we're in the band. Sometimes we think we're the artists. I know enough of you guys have been to Anita Baker concerts where you actually think you Anita Baker. So if you're that type of person that sit down, please, that's okay if you're really reserved like that, but try not to judge the person that is up and singing as long as they're not being belligerent, right? They're not being belligerent. They're not interrupting your time, but don't be so quick to talk about the person that is enjoying themselves because you have no idea what they had to go through to get to that show. You don't know how that person, that artist's music has touched their lives and what that music has gotten them through in their lives. So don't go pointing and judging at them like, why are they so loud, or why are they singing like that, or whatever. As long as they warned you, then, be a whole lot more understanding of that person. Now, the people that's actually there, that's singing, be also cognizant of the people that are next to you and warn them. Even if you forget and you start singing and you're enjoying yourself, make sure you talk to the people around you and you go, hey, I'm enjoying myself. This is my band, this is my artist, this is my group, and I want to go ahead and enjoy myself. I have another story for you. So I went to the Depeche Mode concert, the show earlier this year of their current tour in Vegas. I did that same thing. I had a box, right? I had a box, and there were other people that were in the box. And as the people started coming into the box, because I got there early, people started coming in. And I warned everybody. I said, hey, this is my band. These are my loves. I am going to act a fool. I am going to sing everything. I am going to be on my feet the whole time. I just want to warn everybody. They were so appreciative of it. They were like, oh, wow. They were asking me questions and things like that. So when Depeche Mode got on, and as the show was going on, I noticed that the three ladies, they lacked melanin, but the three ladies that were standing or in the front with me in this booth, they were really close, right? They were really close. And I thought, I'm just enjoying the show, but they got really close, like they were up against my back. And I thought, okay, maybe more people have come and they've come in the front and they filled it up. So that's why they're so close to me. So in the middle of the show, I just decided to because I'm trying to move back, trying to give myself some room. And I just decided to kind of look over. No, it was just the three ladies. I don't know if it was my pheromones or whatever, but that's what your energy brings to other people at concerts. Your energy will help other people enjoy themselves. I would have appreciated if they didn't stand on my back the whole time. But because I was enjoying myself, apparently they wanted to be a part of it because they were like right next to me the whole time. So again, that is etiquette number 2. Now, my number 1 etiquette that you guys, I want to give to you guys is that you can't steal seats. Okay? You can't steal seats. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. I know you get there and you see this a bunch of seats that are empty, or a couple of seats that are empty, and a couple rows ahead of you. And you're watching those seats and you notice that no one has come to sit in those seats. So your behind think you can come out of your chair and sit down at those seats because those seats have been empty. You're going to get embarrassed. Because the people that bought those seats are probably still out getting their things. They were probably late. They didn't read the rules. They didn't go on the website. They didn't familiarize themselves. They left late. Whatever the case may be, do not do that. Don't steal seats. Okay? Now, I have another story for you about stealing seats. I was at another concert and I was in the second row, very good seats, right in front, a band that I really love. Actually, a band I'm going to see later on in about a month or two. And I am enjoying myself. And I noticed that 2 seats to my left are empty and 2 seats to my right are empty, right? And I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe they didn't want to pay for these seats, whatever. I don't care. I'm just enjoying myself. Well, in the middle of the show, this is the act. This is the main act that's on. In the middle of the show, 4 people come and sit to my left, okay? They sit to my left. Now, there's only 2 seats there, but it's 4 of them, okay? Which means that they're moving me out of my way because apparently they bought the 2 empty seats, but they thought it was okay to kind of scoop me over so they can go party together. It ruined my whole experience. And by the time I said something, one of the young ladies was like, oh, we're family and we bought these seats, and it was already too late because they had already scooted me over where I'm like in front and they scooted me over. It was bad that I actually left the row because it would have been one of them knuck and buck kind of things, And so I just said, you know what? It's not worth it. Let me just kind of go ahead and leave. So do not steal seats. Now, this is a caveat on that. I've also been to a show where the artist is doing their encore. They have done the show, they've left the stage, and most of the concert goers have left. They're leaving. They don't wait. They just go ahead and they leave. So us, real fans, right? This is actually Kareem Bailey Ray that I saw here. I believe it was last year. As real Kareem Bailey Ray fans, we scooted up to the front because everybody was gone. They literally left. People left during her encore. So the real fans stayed, and she put on an amazing encore. They missed out. This is why I say in my previous video on the 10 mistakes that concert goers make is leaving the concert early, right? When you leave the concert early, more than likely you're going to miss out on that encore, and you're going to miss out most likely your favorite song, the song that you came to hear them sing, and you're going to miss out. So do not steal seats. You can move up, right? When you see everybody else is doing the same thing, right? When people have left, and you can use that opportunity to move up. In the general admissions, that's a little sticky because it's very hard to keep your spot and everybody wants to move closer to the stage. I say be safe if you're in a general area. I'm not talking about the thrashers and the moshers and things like that. They have a different etiquette of themselves. That's not my world. That's my son's world. That's not mine. So maybe I will do an etiquette for you guys, for you moshers out there, you thrashers and moshers out there. But these were the 7 etiquettes, and I'm going to list those down in the description. I'm going to list all those etiquettes down. I have a bonus thing for you. So this is a tip that I have for you concert goers. Okay, so when you guys get into the venue, and sometimes you can do this if you know who to ask outside the venues. Each person that's working the venue has what they call a show notes call sheet. Every venue calls it something different. But what this little paper gives the employee a breakdown of how the night is going to go, right? They have a breakdown of how the night is going to go. I suggest that you tap one of them on the shoulder. You ask to see those show notes, right? You ask to see it, because that way especially when it's multiple performers going on, you'll get to see who those performers are, what their names are, and what time they're going on. So let's just say your the concert begins at 7 o'clock, right? And they have an opening act. Okay, well, 7 o'clock, the opening act is supposed to be on, but you don't know when the main act is coming on. So you may need to go to the bathroom, or you may figure, you know what, I really saw that merch that I like and I really need to go get it now instead of waiting after the show. You planned it, but your mind is kind of messing with you. Well, if you have those show notes and you know that the opening act or the opening acts came on at 7, but the main act is not going to come on until 9:15, right? You know how much time you have to move out of your seat, okay? And there are some other neat things that they may have on those show notes. And most of the people, they will show you. They'll just show you. If they don't have it, then you can ask someone else. You can even go to guest services and you can ask them about the show notes so you can see the layout of the concert. Okay, you guys, that's it for this video. I hope you got some value out of that. I hope that you enjoyed that little bit of education that we're doing here at Melanin Monarchy. If you enjoyed that, definitely follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and definitely let me know how I can make this more enjoyable and more educational for you, and also how I can inspire you to go out there and see your favorite artist. All right, thank you guys.